We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good tidings we bring to
You and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Season's greetings and Merry Christmas to all our viewers at home and abroad from Providence Television International, the game changer.
Good tidings for Christmas. Good tidings for Christmas. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
On the news, Chief Justice of Nigeria calls on the judiciary to maintain discipline and consistency in resolving election disputes. Harassment of tinted glass owners, NBA urges President Tinubu to call the Inspector General of Police to order. Coalition of civil society groups to embark on nationwide protest demanding immediate removal of oil and gas chief FAROUK Ahmed. In addition, we have the exchange rates and weather report. Kehua will be here in just a moment, but first, a commercial break. "15 years in mind. Dear mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister and cousin, Princess Mrs. Victoria Irawina Bazuaye ni Iweriogene, Big Sissy, words are not adequate enough to describe the thought of your passing. But then we see and hear you even 15 years after. For your ever kind words, love and great family support, we'll always cherish your memory. You are in a better place, and we, your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, brother, cousins, live in the joyful thought that you were a mother like none other. You live forever in our hearts and daily prayers. Rest on." Signed, Dr. Osarieme Bazwaye, son for the family.
Domain and be held in sin's dread sway.
Welcome to the news on the hour on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, has urged the judiciary to maintain discipline, consistency and strict adherence to constitutional timelines in resolving election disputes ahead of the 2027 elections. She gave the charge on Monday in Abuja while declaring open the 2025-2026 legal year of the Federal High Court of Nigeria and its 41st Annual Judges Conference. Justice Kekere Ekun stated that the judiciary will be required to play a stabilizing role in the electoral process, emphasizing that pre-election disputes must be resolved with clarity and balance in order to maintain public confidence. The Nigerian Bar Association has urged President Bola Tinubu to call on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, to order describing the planned resumption of enforcement of the suspended tinted glass permit policy from January 2nd, 2026 as an affront to the authority of the court. The NBA, which is the umbrella body of lawyers in the country, in a statement that was signed by its president, Mazi Afa Musigwe San, warned that surrounding the legality of the policy are currently a subject of litigation before the Federal High Court in Abuja, for which hearing had been concluded and judgment reserved. The NBA maintained that the Inspector General of Police has a constitutional obligation to respect the judicial process and refrain from any action capable of preempting or undermining the court's decision. A coalition of civil society organizations has declared joint nationwide protest across Nigeria, with simultaneous demonstrations in New York and London to demand the immediate removal of FAROUK Ahmed as the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the NMDPRA. The protest will commence on Wednesday from Ahmed's office in Abuja and continue throughout the week in major cities, while diaspora actions target the UN House in New York and Nigeria House in London. The coalition is shocked and outraged that a public official entrusted with regulating a critical national resource has squandered millions of dollars sending 3 of his children to exclusive schools in Switzerland, while millions of suffering citizens in his home state, Sokoto, and across the country cannot afford basic school fees. The allegations expose a glaring betrayal of public trust and highlights unacceptable extravagance at the direct expense of impoverished communities in Nigeria and beyond. Gunmen on Monday night stormed Oraibomina, a border community in Ifedayo local government area, Osun State, abducting and ex-customs officer Prince Emmanuel Owolabi from his house. The gunmen also killed the leader of non-indigens in a community outside the Osun boundary after invading Akisa Road, where the ex-custom officer was kidnapped. Local guards and community vigilantes were said to have made efforts to repel the attackers and protect residents, but were overwhelmed by the heavily armed bandits. Ghanaian self-styled prophet Ebo Noah has been arrested following widespread public panic sparked by his alleged prediction that the world will end on December 25th, 2025. The arrest comes after Ebo Noah publicly claimed that God revealed to him a divine plan to destroy the world using floods similar to the biblical story of Noah. He further stated that he had been instructed to construct multiple arks to save believers from the impending disaster. Followers from different parts of the country had begun making arrangements to travel and seek shelter in the arks, numbering 8. Law enforcement officials alleged that the messages widely circulated through social media and public sermons posed a threat to public order and safety. The death has been announced of the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, JCON. He died in Saudi Arabia in the early hours of Tuesday after a prolonged illness. Justice Muhammad was sworn in on 24th July 2019 as the 18th substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. He was aged 71. The Super Eagles camp in Cairo has grown to 24 players with the arrival of Blackburn Rovers defender Ryan Adebiosu, new invitees Salim Fagu and Chigozie Awaziem ahead of Nigeria's AFCON international friendly match against Egypt. Atlanta winger Demola Lookman and defenders Semi Ajayi and Bright Osai Samuel reported to the camp earlier on Monday. The Super Eagles media officer Promise Efuge disclosed that 20 players participated in the team's first training session held on Monday evening, adding that training went smoothly. And now to the weather report. The weather forecast for Wednesday, 17th December. In Abuja, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. In Lagos, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius expected. In Benin, Port Harcourt, in Benin, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. In Port Harcourt, it will be mostly sunny with a temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. In Kaduna, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. And in Enugu, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. In Sokoto, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. And in Washington, rain is expected with a temperature of 8 degrees Celsius. In London, it will be cloudy with a temperature of 11 degrees Celsius. In Johannesburg and Rome, there will be light rain with temperatures expected at 23 degrees Celsius, Johannesburg, Rome, 17 degrees Celsius, and in Paris, it will be cloudy with a temperature of 11 degrees Celsius. And to the exchange rates, 1 United States dollar is equivalent in naira is 1,473. 1 euro, 1,734. 1 British pound, 1,977. And the Canadian dollar presently stands at 1,071 naira. The Australian dollar, 979 naira. And that's the news on the hour on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.